Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report. We continue to be joined by head cheerleading and dance coach Rebecca Kinney. Now, Coach, your teams also compete at the Peach Belt Conference Spirit Competition, which is held in conjunction with the Peach Belt Conference Men's and Women's Basketball Championships. And your cheerleaders also competed at the Can-Am College Nationals held in Myrtle Beach about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Can you tell us how your teams did at those competitions? Maybe not so much from an award standpoint, but how you see them improving. And I know you do have something to announce about how your cheerleaders did at the Can-Am competition.
This is the second year that I have taken the dance team to the Peach Belt competition, and they have improved a whole lot. There were only 4 girls who competed, but when you talk about competing for dance, there's a lot of technique that is involved. And I'm still, the dance team is still, I'm trying to build that program. Right. And for the cheerleaders, we normally try and look at our Peach Belt competition as a practice for our Can-Am competition, because Peach Belt always falls before our Can-Am competition. We're competing against teams like Columbus State and Georgia College, which go to nationals in Daytona and Orlando every year and do very well, sometimes win that competition. We look at our Peach Belt competition as a practice to get ready for our Can-Am competition. And this year, actually, our cheerleading team won nationals at Can-Am. They won first place in their division, which was small collegiate.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Your team can be seen around campus in various non-athletic activities as well, especially during this year, the 125th year anniversary for UNCP. But what are some of the community events that maybe people watching the show can see your cheerleaders and dance teams at?
Well, for instance, we were at the 125th anniversary kickoff. We have done, we have cheered during for homecoming. We did a business after hours event. And it just, if people ask for the cheerleaders to be involved in the community or on campus, we try our best to be at each and every event that we are invited to.
Now, like every other coach at UNCP, you face the challenges of bringing in new athletes every year, and it's a huge part of continuing the success of the program. What do you look for when you're hosting tryouts, and how important is it for cheerleaders and the dancers to have a tumbling or gymnastics background?
For the cheerleading, a tumbling background is actually required. They are required to have a standing back handspring and a round off back handspring in order to make the cheerleading squad. Now, as for the dance team, they don't have to have any tumbling skills, because generally speaking, in dance, tumbling or gymnastic skills are not really required. So, and at tryouts, obviously for cheerleading, I said, those tumbling skills were required, but cheerleading also involves stunting, crowd involvement, leadership skills, and just an overall appeal for both teams.
Right. Now, for those that are watching the show and they have a desire to be part of your cheerleading or dance teams, how would they go about doing that, and what sort of process would they do to find out about tryouts and such?
Generally, I normally hold tryouts in the spring of every year for the following year's team that will begin in the fall. I also have an extra tryout once school starts in August. It's normally held the first week of school, and if anybody is interested in trying out, they can contact me by email or call me in my office.
Now, we got about 30 seconds left, Coach. Each coach faces challenges with their teams, but what are some of the advantages to coaching the cheerleading and dance squads at UNCP, and what are some of the more difficult moments for you?
Advantages, we don't necessarily compete we go from August until March, and to have a season that we competed from August to March would be very difficult and grueling, but we don't. So we are there to lead the crowd for other sporting events and to help boost self-esteem and morale for the other teams. Now, disadvantages is that we are going from August to March, which makes a very long season. Also, currently, we don't have scholarships. Right. So that makes it a little difficult to get some of the talent that we would need to do better and make the program grow.
Okay. Well, thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
That's all the time we have for this week's edition of the Black and Gold Report. Till next season, go Braves.